I know, Sean's killing me. Cameron, you've been playing for 3 weeks. I watched your video. My advice for you, Cameron, is definitely know the names of those chords. Oh, hey, Sharon, my guitar. I haven't seen you in a while. Two Chromatics coming in the morning. Oh, yeah, dude, that Cherry Garcia ice cream is unreal, right? I have somewhere on my other channel like a review of me eating the non-dairy Ben & Jerry's. Stuff's phenomenal. It's okay. I have such a bad headache. I figured I'd go through some stuff. Sorry, I'll turn the backing track. I don't know why I have such a bad headache. I just do. My guy. Favorite Dead Jam song? I don't know. There's a lot, man. I was listening to the Dead all day yesterday, and there's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard for you to say like what your favorite Dead Jam is because there's all different ones. You know, it depends the mood you're in, really. So I wish I could Althea. I wish I could tell you, but sorry, I have just such a bad headache and it's like pounding. No, I wasn't killing it. No, I wasn't killing ants today. I wasn't. You had to make me think for a second. No, dealing with just no. It's not an ant killer headache. Kaylin, how's that guitar turning out? I didn't see the last couple of videos because I've been zonked out, but I'm glad you heard the beard whispering to you. All right, so really quickly, this morning. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. All right, so let's do this. You should check out I'm just reading all the comments right now because it's such a headache. So, any questions about the chromatic lesson? I have a couple questions about chromatics. The bridge is installed. Nice. Very good. Yeah, I need to relax. I have so much going on. Now, Sean, I know you're watching. I'm coming over around like 9:45. I'm going to do that special project we talk about, which I need because you're going to Germany, Sean, and I'm playing a wedding, so I'm going to need that, and we'll do that stuff. Oh yeah, so the chromatic thing. I got a couple of questions. Tom, I haven't seen you in a while. Tom, good to see you. Good evening, Tom. I was wondering about you. See how you're doing. Oh, all my friends are here. This is so nice. Really quickly, you know, chromatics in the music that I like in the musics, goddamn headache. In the music genres that I like, I find that chromatics lead you places. And one of my favorite chromatic lines, any sections of a scale you would avoid chromatics on, the flat second. Oh, you don't have to. I mean, well, yeah, you know, actually, it's funny. No, I mean, if you take like, hold on. Then you have that like, I mean, I forgot to play that. It really chromatic's just about the movement there. And so what I'm going to say is one person just asked, I'll load the questions, which is, does it have to be just pentatonic? No. It could be anything. It could be any scale, and it can go from any place. It can go any place. I just used the pentatonic because it was a blues. You're watching football? Sean, you like football? Okay. Do I know this about you, Sean? I'm going to load the questions. You can use chromatics in any scale, in any genre, whatever you want to do. It's nothing it's nothing unheard of to do that in any scale. Sorry, again, my headache is just killing me. So I'm going to switch. I'm going to get these questions going. I'll show you one of my favorite chromatic lines. I'm going to screw it up, but like I know like 90% you can get this. But one of my favorite chromatic lines, I'm just going to play the notes. The person who plays this is one of my favorite guitar players, but I'm not going to play it in his way. I'm just going to show you what you know a song. Nope. Those are two chromatics that are just like to me it's like thanks, Don. To me that sums up how good chromatics can be. Right? But really, I think it plays it like then get some good bends in there. Yeah. And so, yeah, it says Casey Jones. And this shows you what that is right there. There's a C chord. And yeah, nice. Guitar KB nailed it too. So it's a C chord. And he's going 1, 2, flat 3, 3. And then it's an F chord. And it's 5, flat 5, 4, 3. But he plays it very, very interestingly. You know, I think actually goes, gets a bend on, and then instead of hitting this chromatic like or just beautiful stuff. I mean, the guy was awesome. Chromatics, damn you autocorrect. What happened there? Anyway, so chromatics are pretty safe, but don't add the flat 2 unless you're professional. Ooh, yeah, the flat 2 you can add if you go through fast enough. You know, there are times you're playing like, then I mean, you just want to be like. But anyway, you know, when you think about chromatics, you got to understand, and Kevin just pointed something out, and I want to address this to you guys. When you're thinking chromatics is a mindset versus like scale intervals, okay? Chromatics create movement like a tidal wave. There's a power behind them that wants to end up and slam against something. And so, you know, instead of thinking about flat 2 and 3 in the major third, well, Cameron, everything you say is over my head, but I'm here anyways. Great, Cameron. That's awesome. Yeah, no, just let you know, Cameron had an interesting video. He messaged me and I watched it. It's just his progress. You know what, Cameron? I'm going to answer some questions for you in a couple seconds because I watched the video. But you don't want to think about intervals when you're thinking about chromatics. You just want to think about point A, point B, and you want to hit that gas. You want to be like, boom, and you want to get there. And if you play chromatically, you're going to get there. And so I have a gig Sunday with a very blues-derived band, but would like to explore jam music with any tips. What scale or mode should I use? If Jason Ackerman is here, I'll help you answer that question. So anyway, there wasn't a lot of questions. God, you and your football. There weren't that many questions about chromatics, but yeah, just watch the video. I'm so sorry that my pounding headache. And okay, Jason Ackerman is here. So everyone watch this. Cameron, stay tuned. But the question I'm going to address right now is I have a gig Sunday with a very bluesy derived band, but would like to explore a jam with the music. Any tips? What scale or mode should I use? I guess what I'm saying. What Jason and I worked on was about writing or getting like a Led Zeppelin sound where you can start something and make a song out of it that's blues based, but when you start on the 5 and you treat the 5 as the 1. So if you have a blues like an E, A, and B, you want to write a progression starting on the B and then going to the E, which would be, in that case, if you start on the B, the E would be like the 4 chord, but really you're playing in a Mixolydian mode that's based off the blues, and then you can rip like a minor pentatonic off the 5. You can even put some Mixolydian on the 5, but it all starts with the chord progression. And so if I were you, and Jason wrote some sick SHIT with it, I'll make a video probably about it, but start writing riffs off of the 5 using the 1s, 4s, and 5s. And that should turn the ears of the people and be like, what is this? And then you as a guitar player can do some Mixolydian stuff on top of that if you want to. You can even throw some minor pentatonic stuff on it. It's very, very versatile, and it gets you out of like the blues sound and into like the rock blues. And I hope that helps out. Cameron, I'm gonna and now here's the lesson for Cameron. Cameron, everything you say is over my head, but I'm here anyways. And I'm gonna ask Cameron, how did you find me, and who told you to watch me? Because like I feel bad. Deep Ellum Blues. Well, Deep Ellum Blues is E. You know, and I'm talking. You're right, and that's 1, 4, 5. But the idea is like to write something like. Where it has that blues type of sound, but it ain't the blues, all right? I found you from Sean's channel. I found Sean from Guitar Goddess' channel. What a chain of events. The alliance works properly. This is great. All right, Cameron, get a pen and paper. Everyone else, if you want to do this, this is a lesson for you. Practicing chords, just to let you know, everyone, we've all done this, practice chords, and you go like, what are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to practice these chords? Music works in funny ways, Cameron. There's groups of chords like to travel together. So if you're going to be practicing your chords, you want to practice the chords that make music together. And so write this down. You want to practice G, C, and D together. And then you want to practice C, F, and G together. You want to practice D, G, and A. You can watch this in the replay together. And that's okay. You're right. Okay, so G, C, D, C, F, G, D, G, A. Now these are the music makers. These are known as 1s, 4s, and 5s. You can write a hit song with just these 3 chords, but if you want to spice it up, you got to bring in some minor stuff. So go back to that G, C, D, and you want to practice G, C, D, and you want to do the E minor, and that's the chord that you were playing with the 2 fingers, Cameron, like this, right? And you said, I don't know what this is. It's an E minor, but do yourself a favor, play it with these 2 fingers. Trust me on that one. Okay, G, C, D, E minor, C, F, G, and A minor. That's the other chord that you were like, I don't know what this chord is, and that's fine, right? Boom, right? And then D, G, A, and I'll give you a B minor. Now, if you need bar chords, you can't really play bar chords that much. You can do this, and then, and you can play like this. The camera, stop your downward spiral now. That was so funny, Cheddar. Oh, that made me laugh. Don't do that. It really hurts. It works with 7s as well. It's all right. That was Cheddar, you should just drop the mic and walk away. That was great. Oh, that was great. All right. So anyway, practice those chords together. Those are the music makers. All right. So chromatics into key changes, or better as just strays from the tonal center. You can do into key changes. You can absolutely do the key changes. You know, in the best video ever made about doing things where putting things where they don't belong with Sean Daniel, you can have was E flat, right? Like, oh, it was G. And so so if you have, and this is actually riffed by Fish, but you know, if you have a G, like it's an E flat, you know, so like E flat, so you have a G. Okay, so let me get my bearings here, like yeah, you can work on chromatics into anything. Let's see. I just want to pick a better E flat. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So if I pick a G chord, like, it works perfectly. Okay. This is just somebody asked a question if you can do chromatics into key changes, and of course you can. You just need to hear it, and that's what the whole lesson is about. You just need to hear it. If you have 2 things, you have point A and you have a point B, you have no idea how to connect them, you just go chromatically right to it, and it's going to give you the pretty much like that Jerry Garcia sound, if you want it, if that makes sense. And so somebody said, I think you're right about the eyes jam. Me? I'm right about the eyes jam, or someone else? It's an E. I don't know. I just want to see that. Anyway, compliments for 10 to the beginners, Ian. Yeah, I should do more. That's based, Ian. That's based off the song riff, which is really like. Oh my God, headache. That's great. It's a great song. It's G. Rift is a really good song. The guitar solo in that. Oh, it's so fun. I was just teaching the guitar solo. I'm not trying to impress anyone. Oh God. But that guitar solo has these great like great fast triplets. Fascinating with this whole chromatic business. Would you say chromatics are more for field-based playing rather than technical? Yeah, they're for field-based playing, absolutely. I just saw your comment and I answered it, Drew, which is it's about the feel. You have to understand, like, chromatics are about just like, all right, you ready? Picture chromatics. It's let's set the stage, shall we? You had to have. I hope that everyone at least is in college, right, or graduate college. Picture it's a rainy day. It's like your last day of school. It's gray out and of college, and you're walking to see your test results, and it's raining, and you open the door and you walk in, and you look, and surprisingly you get an A, like 100%, right? And you're like, oh my God, that's awesome. And so you turn around and you go back out in the rain, and what was a drudgy day, all of a sudden you start walking, and out of nowhere you just find a puddle or like like a piece of grass and you just slide. You go, woohoo! And you just like, yeah, because you were happy and you wanted to just do something to express that happiness. Had nothing to do with your with your steps, had nothing to do with the type of day. It's just you had this, you had a feeling that you just wanted to do a happy slide across the grass, just a little celebration. And that's what chromatics are. You know, take care, Sean. I'll see you in the morning. So chromatics are all about the feel. They're about the feel of it. There's just the impulse about doing it. And of course, you can write melodies and you can structure them, around chromatics, just like I showed you, Jerry Garcia, right? Yeah, I know I have the strangest analogies, but Jason, but let me tell you, they do the job, right? So anyway, so that's that. Let's see, any other questions? What's going on? I'm so sorry about a headache. I took a 2 leave and this thing ain't going anywhere, and it's rather annoying. Chromatics are related to playing outside. Oh, James, did you ask that question, James? You know, it's yeah, we can say I have a real hard time with the outside playing. I mentioned this in I think my intro video, James, where I don't think about I'm sorry that I actually wanted to check the comments, but I just have a headache, which I've said about 1,000 times now. I have a problem with outside, the word outside sound. The only time the word outside sound, I'd say it's hard. Yeah, I'd say this is the only time. This is the only real deal type thing where it's outside of anything. And as I'm sitting here thinking about it, you know, James, I think that you hit the nail on the head, because you can play a diminished line in something, but it comes from a diminished arpeggio. You can play a 7th chord arpeggio. You can play whatever. But a chromatic movement is about connecting one thing to another with the shortest distance. And you can say it's outside of things because it's chromatics. It's just movement, step towards. And so, yes, you can say this, but the problem is that the outside sound always has to come back to the inside. And so, to answer your question, I mean, yes, it's outside playing, but it leads back in. It's like a wormhole, leads right back into where you're doing, if that makes sense. Okay. What is playing outside? See, that's the thing, Jason. It's a very loose term. People mean when you hear a blues player put in diminished stuff, or you hear the chromatic, just like that stuff. That's chromatics, where it's outside of the comfort zone of the listener, but then it resolves. And so, well, chromatics can be chord connectors. Chromatics can be anything. Chromatics can be moving just towards something. You know, in the bebop scale, which is it's like the hybrid of a major and a mixolydian, where you're playing the flat 7th and major 7. You know, those are chromatics. 6 flat 7, 7 1, and so it's not necessarily a chord connection, but you can connect chords with it. And so that's it. You know, a lot of when improvising, do you find borrowing intervals from a chord to cause tension in the next chord? For example, from a B to an E, you can nail the B of the, you can nail the B fifth of the E as well, causing tension. Yes. Now, Nathan, Nathan, I'm going to talk to you for a second. I have a video called The Power of the 5. And that's all about hitting the 5. And yes, I will go to the 5 of the chord that is coming and sit on that thing like an MFer and wait for that chord to come. Yes, absolutely. I feel Trey does that a lot. Trey, it's tension because Trey does lots of chromatics. You know, there are times where Trey does that whole and then just goes, and that's the tension builder. But yeah, so he does use tension, but he uses more of motifs within the scales that he's into. And I've taught many lessons on that to some private students. Maybe we'll get on it on a stitch method. How does one come up with a riff like Casey Jones' bit? Do you think just heard it? Are you talking about or the which one? Let me know, A or B, and I'll tell you. While we're on tension, any way you could talk about tension notes? Not quite sure what this phrase means, but I keep seeing it. James, if you watch, I have a video about tension inside the pentatonics and building tension in the blues. And I want you to watch those. I think they'll help out. And if they don't help out, you can leave a comment in those videos and I'll address it. But tension is just about, and if you watch the Power of the 5 video, it's all about playing a note that has a potential energy that it wants to get, like a magnet to the note that you're going to, and there are certain intervals that lead that way, and you got to learn how stuff is. But that's what tension notes are. Okay, it's all about pushing your solos towards. Okay, so sorry, it was riff, the higher one. Yeah, oh yeah, tension release my chalk dust video. Whoa, thank you very much, man. That was very nice of you. Save your money. That's a great name. Thank you, man. And so that's what I love to see. Good job. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, I would love to. That's what I love. We'll see you do Jerry Garcia band. Yeah, I would love to do Jerry Garcia band. Yeah, save your money. Ironic name. It's great. Your videos are great. Thanks. There was a question I missed. I can't play the guitar, clarinet, ukulele. Okay, your videos are great. Thanks as always for your knowledge and humor. Well, thank you, Joel. I appreciate it. A little bit of orange and bam, a painting. A little bit of orange and bam, a painting behind you. This one. This was a cabinet that I painted that I took apart. This I found in the store, and that one my wife painted. I forgot where that one came from. Anyway, and there's Mr. Train Anastasia. All right, so all right. Well, thank you again for that donation. It's very nice. I missed a question. I know I did. I maybe scroll through it, but let's see. I seem to follow the cage system when soloing. Chromatic seem to come out naturally, usually right before a chord change. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the sound of Jerry Garcia. And that's what he does all the time. Oh, and that's what to answer. So that's what the question was. The higher riff. So this right here, again, the ba 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 ba. There's two ways to write a song: using theory or just hearing it in your head. And Jerry Garcia is dead, but the thing is ba 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 da ba ba. I mean, he could have just heard it and figured it out and said, "Oh, look, it's a chromatic run that I'm hearing," or he could have sat like, that's a theme right there. Chromatic's up, chromatic's down. We had to be a fly in the wall. Mumford & Sons, Monsters and Men. I don't know that. I know Mumford & Son. Grave of All Stars. Okay. Jerry Garcia is dead. I'm sorry, he is. I wish. If he wasn't, I would call him up and say, "How did you write that?" And that's something. But everything can be explained with one of two perspectives. You hear it or you figure it out. And when you hear it, it usually you go, "Oh, okay, that makes sense. I figured it out." And if you figured it out, you go, "Wow, sounds good." And so so that makes sense. What I miss here? Oh my god. Anyway, so yeah. Any more questions? We'll sit and talk. My face feels so hot. Oh, I hate it. And I'm craving Italian food right now. I don't know why. Like eggplant with tomato sauce. Maybe I'll go get that. Anyway, do you think there are any chances of getting Bob Weir on your podcast? Oh my god. I don't know. Should I try? Maybe I should try and do that. Yeah, sure. Now, Samian or Samlon? Yeah. So, you start getting a jazz Coltrane feel, right? The chromatics. Yeah, you do start getting Coltrane feels when you start doing chromatics, and there's a reason for that too, is because when you're playing with jazz, you have 5-tone chords. They're all competing for the attention. You throw chromatics on top of that. It's just like a whirlwind of sound. Someone asked if I can go over the cage stuff. And remember, I have a cage major chord system, a cage minor chord system, very, very simply. Everybody, you know this. If you know, so you have your C-shaped chord, root note here, root note here. This root note becomes the root for the A-shaped chord. You have a root note right here in the G string. This becomes the G-shaped chord. C connects to A, connects to G. All right? And I have these videos up, and you have your root note here in the G shape. Put your finger there. That's the E shape. C, A, G, E. And that's a C chord. Here's a root note here, D shape. Oh my God, if I can actually play guitar right now. D shape and back to the C shape connection. Whoa! Oh, Rick! Oh God, Rick! Are you kidding me? All right, I gotta tell everyone 2 stories right now. 2 stories, which is crazy. First of all, this guy Rick, thank you. You don't have to donate. That was so nice. I'll see you next week, and I'll bring you a coffee or something. So I started teaching a lesson at a new location at Ringling College in Sarasota, which is one of the best art schools in the world. And I'm like the old bald and bearded guy, like walking across campus with a guitar case, and I see the security guard, and I didn't want him to think I was any sort of suspicious dude. So I was like, "Hey, I'm just like teaching the lesson here." And he's like, "Oh, what kind of guitar?" And we started talking. And Rick, it sounds like you're an awesome guitar player. And it was really funny. We talked for about 5 minutes about the stuff he plays and the guitars he has. And then I started teaching a lesson, and Rick, and then like 5 minutes of my lesson, he watched the Scarlet Begonia video, and I get this notification like, "Hey, it's Rick. I just subbed." Oh God, man, Cameron, thank you. Hey, it's Rick. I just subbed to your channel, and I was like, "Oh, it's so funny." And so I'll see you next week, Rick. And Cameron, thank you so much. And what's really so funny, I'll tell you this now. I'm sure you guys have seen my Franklin's Tower video, hopefully, and my wife makes an appearance in it. My wife Jenny, and the reason, well, it doesn't matter. So she had to fly up into. Oh my God, dude, guys, okay, like, love the donations, but you don't have to do this. All right, but thank you. This is very nice of you. But again, I always get flustered, because everyone has some hard-earned money, and it's very nice to share that with me, and I really do appreciate it. But don't go crazy. And thank you very much. And so she was on a plane in Atlanta going to White Plains, New York, and a guy on the plane walked past her and was like, and she was wearing her Stitch Method shirt. And thank you, Samlin, for the donation. Very nice. And she was wearing a Stitch Method shirt. And this guy, his name, I think the guy's name was Rick as well, which is funny. Was like, "Oh my God, like, you're wearing a Stitch Method shirt. I love Stitch Method. How do you know that guy?" And my wife's like, "I married him." and he was like, "Oh my God." And he flipped out and talked to her for a while. That was really cool. And so I think that's just really cool that somebody noticed the shirt. Anyway, that's my story. So for all the people who just donated, thank you so much. In the Mind of Elgin Park from Grey Boy All Stars doing Happy Friends. All right, hold on. Let me take a picture of that, right? So why not? Oh, nice. Oh, wow. The Sweet Home Alabama video? You like that one? Cool. Let me tell you, that one got a lot of mixed reviews. I feel like a lot of people don't want to hear. I'm just going to take a picture of that. A lot of people don't want to hear that there's actual, like, well, but Ed King said that everything came to him in a dream. That whole thing came to him in a dream. And so, like, you can't explain it with that way, but I had to break it down to explain why it worked. And a lot of people didn't. I mean, like, I can tell when you have an idol. I know this because I idolized so many guitar players. And if somebody breaks down your guitar idol with like logic and theory, it sometimes like stings a little. And I get that. I totally get that. But I wanted to show everybody what was happening. But I'm glad you liked it, Rick, because I really enjoyed that lesson. I really enjoyed sitting down and doing it. When interviewing Uncle John's band guitarist, he explained the I's chords as E major 7, but B minor. But I hear it major. Yes, Nathan, you're my man. You joined the D club right there. Okay, that's good. Comment on your Stitch shirt. Oh yeah, I comment. Well, I don't know. Comment. I mean, Cheddar, my wife. She's a beautiful blonde lady sitting there with a tight Stitch Method tank top. I don't know. I mean, like, she was going to get noticed. Maybe, I don't know. I'm sorry, but anyway. How do you know which finger to use as you move up and down the neck, or does it matter? It does matter. Chromatics in a less blues way. So really quickly, just what finger to use comes down to positions, and you want to know your 5 positions of the pentatonic. That's important, and you want to play them with the fingers indicated on all the charts that are on the web. But very importantly, what I want to try and say, and let me see if I can make this you want to slide. Okay, so let's say you're in a pentatonic, and I wanted to slide this note to this note. Well, I want to slide into the position. I want to slide into position of my form 2 pentatonic. So I have like a. Okay, so like if I slide properly, then I'm in position. And if I wanted to slide back, I'm going to use the finger that I'm going to end up on in my next shape. So you can always practice sliding into position. And when you slide back, you want to slide using the finger that when you get back into the position, you are set up for success right away. Hope that made sense. Maybe I should do a video on that. Okay. So, hey, Riverside Blues. All right, I gotta get going soon, right? Yeah, I do. Okay, think of my ring finger more than my pointer. When I'm sliding upwards, when I'm sliding, up the neck, it's usually a ring finger. Yeah, doing fine. Do you have any tips on ear training? Not really. You just play a lot. Just play. You have done any vids on Jerry's Chuck Berry style Promised Land? Oh no, I should. I could do the Promised Land. Yeah. Oh, nice. I should. Promised Land is great. And wise guy, wise guy. I'm glad to hear that. How's the sewing going over Sweet Home Alabama? Is it working? Is the formula working? You ever used any guitar music books? No. Well, yeah, but I never. I picked them up, looked at them, and I was like, what the? And I just threw them away. But you got to understand, like I had a breaking point where I said I have to do this myself, and so I did it myself, and I figured it out, and I was lucky to figure it out. Do you play any instruments other than the guitar? No. Well, I mean, I play bass. Somebody had a question about bass, and you got to learn your scales on bass. I can sit and hold myself down on the drums. Oh, Rachel, I am writing a book. I have a workshop coming I will be writing a book. I have a workshop in Sarasota on December 14th, 15th, which it's like 2/3 full, by the way, which is like awesome. And again, like I just put a cap on the amount of people that I could teach comfortably in one sitting. So I don't care if I have 5, 15, 20, or 30. Right now, we're at like 20 plus people coming in, and they are getting the first copy of the Stitch Method book / binder. Yes, they are. Are you still doing FaceTime lessons? I am. I still do them every day, but I don't have an opening right now. That's why I did the workshop. But, in the future, I might have a lot more openings. I got to play my cards right in terms of like where I want to go with my life and my family. And do I want to be in an RV and travel around and do FaceTime lessons from there all day long and travel around, the great US? Yeah, I do. Okay, so that sounds good. But nice. Nice. That's very good. Like anyway, so that's that. But anyway, any last questions? I'm gonna get going. I'm just gonna, unfortunately, the only thing that usually takes a headache away from me is caffeine, but it's too late. Yeah, Rachel, email me then because I want to hear about the learning curve of the RV. We're really close to doing it. What's a good starting point for getting into fish? A good starting point for getting into fish. Okay, I will tell you. You want to do one of two things, Jonathan. Number one. Hold on. Everybody stop typing for a second, okay? Yes, okay. First of all, I got to explain something. Fish, in the era that I love, they usually had a lyrical muse by the name of the Dude of Life. Hold on. Stop typing because I want to get to all your questions, okay? So you got to ignore the lyrics for a second because the lyrics come from a friend of Trey Anastasio's and he turns them into songs. So don't listen to the lyrics right away. But there's a great album that Jason recommended called A Live One, which is kind of like Dick's Picks version of Fish, which is a great example of what they can do live. Now, there's some short songs that are okay, but their jams are insane. If you want to hear a great album, I think that the album Rift, R-I-F-T, is their best album. It's about 20-something years old, but it sounds new every time you hear it. Again, just listen to the musicianship. Songs like Rift, Horn, Maze, All Things Reconsidered. Those things are awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to... Anyway, thanks for helping me keep my stoke up, bro. You're the man. Nice. I can write a book on it. Nice. Drums are neat. There's so many cool types. What is your favorite? I love a kit. I love sitting on a kit. I always think in rhythm. I always think in rhythm. I'm not a huge Dead fan, but you turned me on to Althea, and what an awesome song. Listen to it from one. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, Althea is amazing. It's a Dorian progression, and Dorian equals bittersweet. That's it. So now I have been pushing with Dickie Betts licks. Nice. Dickie Bet is pretty awesome. I heard Nobody Knows When You're Down and Out is very intricate blues song by Scrapper Blackwell, and it sounds so... Whoa, Nathan, much love to you, man. Thank you. That's very kind of you. I mean, like, wow. Is Junta the best album? I believe it is. Dude of Life is the worst. Junta or Junta is... Oh, hey, John, hey, my student in Seattle. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. I know you got the video. Sorry, I got distracted, but I took to a leave and things were pounding me. Able to take some ibuprofen. No, I mean Junta is very good. It's got the mega, it's got You Enjoy Yourself, which is like the best song in the world, but I think Rift is better. I love the concert toms. They have such a cool sound. I always tell people start a Picture Nectar. Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, Picture Nectar is good. I just find, Llama, man, I should sit in Llama. But it's good. It's just I feel like it's very underproduced. I think the whole thing sounds, like the whole thing. It could be brighter. I think that the album like production. that stash is like, I made a video about it. Love it. I feel like I'm having to go to a show. You do have to go to a show. I don't know. One of my FaceTime students, Josh, he's actually gonna be filming the workshop. He went to his first Fish show a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, and I saw him like a couple days after, and he still had this blown away look on his face, and he's like, "They are the greatest band ever." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Tell me that." And he was like, "I didn't know what to expect," but he's like, "That was amazing." I'm like, "I know." Gotta go. When's the next video? Should be next Tuesday if this headache goes away. There's a Dead show on YouTube. I was New Year's part Paris. Got severe other good bands and model dancing from 1968. What? The video of their first show was back opening with Fluffhead. What was Hook Me In? Oh, Fluffhead. That's great. Are they playing cover albums on Halloween? I don't know. Oh, you know what song I was teaching today? I know somebody's gonna nail this right away, but it's such a great riff. Before I go, I can sit and talk to you guys forever. All right, so just name the riff. Here you go. Yeah, there we go, Rage. That's such a great riff. It is such a great riff. Tenacious D is the best, and that I taught that today, and I was like, I can't believe we're teaching this. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm gonna go. Oh, Rowdy, that's so nice to hear. I hope to help a lot more people, and I'm glad I'm helping you. Listen, I'm gonna be throwing a lot of stuff. I do want to get, and somebody mentioned, I do want to get in touch with some beginner stuff that I missed. The original did anybody? Doesn't matter. The original idea of Stitch Method was to get right to the heart of the person who's been trying for a long time and like wants to see the light. And a lot of people I know that they connect with my teaching style and they can understand some of the things I say, but I want to get closer to them and fill in some gaps that Stitch Method kind of started, in the world of guitar. Stitch Method's like here, and I wanted to kind of like address some of the foundational things, which I'll be doing. So, all right, guys, thank you for everyone who stayed around, hung out, and especially for all the donations and everything. I have to clean the house and stuff now. Kids are asleep. Vitamin C. I'm going to take a multivitamin. Yeah, I'm going to sleep tight. Thank you so much for all being here. You guys make my day. I'll see you next Tuesday with some random video from the Mind of Stitch, and I'll see you again. All right, guys. Peace. You'll buy us a sausage.